My name is Ms. Parson, and I am the Federal Bond Program Coordinator for the state of Virginia. And the reason why I am here today is to teach you all about the federal bonding program in Virginia, which we're going to call the Virginia Bonding Program. So the reason why I am here is to teach you all about the Virginia Bonding Program. Also, I'm here to define what a bond is. I'm here to explain how to use an eligibility letter and to show you how the Virginia Bonding Program can help you in your job search once you go home. That sound okay today? Yes. All righty, perfect. Now, I know most of you are going to job search once you go home, and you may know friends or family members that will job search as well that have convictions. So when you job search, sometimes employers may be a little iffy, a little apprehensive, they don't know which way to go sometimes when they see the fact that you have a conviction when you apply for employment. So what we do is we can bond any individual that has a conviction so that employers have an incentive to hire. Now, what do I mean by bond? Well, when I say bond, it means that I can insure you for employment, okay? I can insure you for employment so that employers who are a little iffy about hiring you, they can say, all righty, well, Mr. Such and Such is qualified. He has the skills for the job, the credentials that I'm looking for. But I do see he has a felony or, a few misdemeanors, on his record. Oh, but wait a minute. He's bonded. He can be bonded for free here in Virginia. Okay, so what is a bond, guys? Anybody? Can you tell me what a bond is? Okay, yeah, and there are different types of bonds. You're absolutely correct, but it's a business insurance. It's an insurance, and it's a business insurance that covers larceny, embezzlement, forgery, and theft, regardless of what your individual conviction is. The actual business insurance covers larceny, embezzlement, forgery, and theft. So remember LEFT. L-E-F-T. That's how you remember what it covers. Larceny, embezzlement, forgery, and theft. So this business insurance covers these things. And think about it like this, like any other insurance that you have out there. Let's use the example of a car. You have a vehicle, you drive it around. You get insurance on that car. Why do we insure our cars? Number one, it is the law, right? But why would we do it? In the event that something may happen, correct? So it's a just in case. It's not because we're driving around the state of Virginia and we're looking to hit somebody. We're not looking forward to getting into an accident, but we will insure ourselves or that car just in case so that if something were to happen, we don't have to come out of our pockets, correct? You apply for a job. You complete the application. The only thing the employer knows about you is what's written on that application. They know that you're qualified. They know your name. They know you have a conviction. Why not offer the employer and say, although I'm qualified and I have a conviction, why not let the employer know that I am eligible to be bonded for free in Virginia? Wouldn't that make sense? Why not? The employer loses nothing. You get a job. The employer gets that qualified individual that they would like to hire. It's free. It's a 6-month bond. It's not a forever bond. It's a 6-month bond, meaning in 6 months, there has been enough time for the employer to know what about you on the job? Your work ethic. What else?
If you're reliable.
If you're reliable. Anything else, ladies? Trust. Reliability, like you say, reliable. If you're trustworthy, those types of things. If you come to work on time. If you dress appropriately for the job. If you come back from lunch on time. If you get along with your coworkers. If you do an awesome job. Okay? Those are the types of things that the employer has learned from you over 6 months. So you've established what? Rapport with that employer. The reason why we want to have this bond issued for you is to allow you to get your foot in the door, so that the employer doesn't automatically say, and I'm not saying all employers would say this, but so the employer doesn't automatically say, oh yeah, he's qualified, but he has a felony, so I'm not going to hire him. We want the employer to say, oh yeah, he's qualified. I see he has a felony, but guess what? He's bondable for free in Virginia. So that's what that bond does. It's a business insurance because they don't know you. They only know your application, but they don't know your character. They don't know anything about you. All that they know is that you have this conviction, this felony and or misdemeanor. It does not matter what your conviction was or is. It does not matter where the conviction happened. So if it did happen in Georgia and you're spending time here in Virginia, as long as you work in the state of Virginia, you are eligible to be bonded here in Virginia. It doesn't matter how long ago you did it, okay? Say it was 5, 10, 15, 20 years ago that the conviction happened. It does not matter. You can still be bonded here in the state of Virginia. So when you share this information with a friend or a family member that has a conviction, let them know that. It's not that they had to have been incarcerated. It does not matter. They can be out on probation. You can be on probation. You can still be bonded in Virginia. You can also be bonded multiple times. So it's not a one-shot deal. I bond you once and no more for the rest of your life. Say, for example, you get out, but you don't get the best job immediately. Maybe it's a part-time job first. And you feel as though, wait a minute, I need to go ahead and supplement or get another job so that I can make more money to take care of my family needs. So if the employer wants, we can have you bonded for the first part-time job, and I can also have you bonded for the second part-time job. You can also have a full-time job, guys, a full-time job, and then maybe a part-time job to help out. I can bond for those. And there are situations where, we can actually bond in cases of, say, promotion. Say you work for an employer and you've worked there for a couple of years and they never really cared about the conviction, but now you're moving into, say, a management position, and they really want to make sure that, everything's covered. So we can go ahead and have a bond issued at that time as well. So that's the point of this bonding program, is to make you more appealing to the employer. It's to give you another chance. It's to give you an opportunity to shine, to show that you are a good worker, that you do come to work on time, that your work is quality, that you know what you're talking about, that you dress the part, that you come from lunch on time, that you get along with the other co-workers, on the job. And when you don't, you know how to work it out. So it allows you to get that opportunity to shine and to show the employer that you are a good hire, that they made the best decision possible when they put you on their payroll.
And that comes back. Well, there's a lot of good people out there that are just looking for a second chance, and for us to have faith in them, and that's one way for us to have the faith in them, and it brings up their self-esteem. I'm in the business of helping people, so not only do I help my clients, I also help my employees. Individuals with convictions are people. They've just made some bad choices in their past, whether they be young, whether they be old. And actually some of our best caregivers are people that have convictions. Like I tell the employees that do apply, be honest with me. I'm going to work with you the best way that I can. I'm going to do everything in my power to help you, but you've got to let us know up front what's going on. I just don't want to see a check off. Yeah, I have a criminal history. Let me know what it is so we can work with you. And a lot of times if they can't work with me, I'll try to help them find a situation where they can start work. And it's just been a win-win situation for me, as far as with the company and as far as with the clients, and also our field employees. It's just been a win-win for us all the way around.
I'm sure most of you in here have families. You have maybe, spouses that are out there. I'm sure some of you have children, and I'm sure you have parents and friends, and you want to kind of get back into the groove of things. And the first part of getting back into that groove is to find employment. So I want you to make sure you understand this bonding program in Virginia so that when you leave these doors and you start to job search again, you can job search with knowledge, knowing that this program exists, that it's out there. And I want you to know how to use it. So now we're going to go into the aspect of how do we use this Virginia bonding program. I told you all this good stuff about it. I told you that the program was what? Free, right? I told you that it covered LEFT, which was larceny, embezzlement, forgery, and theft. What I did not tell you, but I'll tell you now, is that it is a $5,000 bond. Okay, that we can have issued. No, the employer doesn't get $5,000. You don't get $5,000. The only way anyone gets $5,000 is what? If you commit larceny, embezzlement, forgery, and theft. It's a 6-month bond. It starts the day that the employer gives me as your start date, not before, not after. So when the employer says, this is the day I need him to start, the bond starts. And the bond expires 6 months later. So now, we have this bond insurance, you leave out, you start working, all right? I'm sorry, you start the job search. How do you let employers know that you're bondable? What we've done is we've created something called an eligibility letter. It's written to the employer. And this eligibility letter states that this individual whose name is on this letter is eligible to participate in this bonding program. And it explains everything about the program, that the program's free, and it tells the employer that if they would like to hire John Doe and have this person bonded, that they need to contact the coordinator, which is myself. The only way a bond can be processed is if the employer contacts me so that I know to process. And I do all the paperwork. So that means that you do what? You go to work. You don't have to do any paperwork. The employer doesn't have to do any paperwork. All you do is sell yourself on a job. When you receive your eligibility letter with your name on it, first of all, I want you to read it. Okay, make sure you know exactly what it says. So if an employer asks you any questions, you can answer those. Read this letter. Then I want you to make copies of the letter. I want you to scan the letter so that you have an electronic copy on a flash drive or a memory stick or whatever you want to call it. And so that when you apply for jobs and they ask the question, do you have a conviction? You can write yes, answer that question correctly, but then you can attach that eligibility letter that says you're bondable. Make sure you understand everything that's in this letter. So if the employer asks you, so what is this? You can tell them that this is a letter about the Virginia bonding program that shows that I am eligible. What is the Virginia bonding program? It's a program that will issue a bond to any individual that has a conviction for free, and it covers any type of larceny, embezzlement, forgery, or theft. It's a 6-month bond that starts the day the employer hires me. So how do I get this bond? Well, at the bottom of the letter has the coordinator's contact information. Please give the coordinator a call, and she will take care of this bond. So do I have to complete any applications? No, Mr. Employer. All you have to do is pick up the phone, or you can email, and the coordinator will contact you. The eligibility letter does not bond you guys. When you receive that eligibility letter in your hand, it's going to have my contact information on that letter, so you don't have to worry about how to find me or how the employer needs to find me. Your information will be on there, but please read it. But I'm here to tell you that once you receive it, do not believe, do not think, do not wonder if you have been bonded, because the answer to that is what? No. Alrighty, we don't bond ahead of time. The date on that letter is normally the date that the letter was issued to you. The bonding 6 months does not start until I get the phone call from the employer, and the employer says, I want to hire John or Jane okay? And they start on this date. Then I can process from that date, and that's when the 6 months begins, okay? So please keep that in mind. It's very important that you know that.
I am a returned citizen. I am a beneficiary of the blessing of a Virginia bonding certificate that actually changed my life. I learned about it while incarcerated. During my incarceration, I was serving a 20-year sentence for a nonviolent offense, or a drug offense, and that gave me an opportunity to actually benefit from all the programs that the Department of Corrections was offering. I made parole, and they suggested that the Virginia Bonding Program would be a great way for me to secure employment. I was skeptical. I had never heard of the Virginia Bonding Program, but I was willing to give it a try. With some employers, they didn't know about it. So it became a teachable moment if they wanted to learn. There were several warehouse jobs, because I was a forklift driver, who never heard of the program, never thought of it as a benefit to them, because they weren't educated. So everywhere I went, I re-educated people on it. So that became important to me, because there are some employers now who use it who hadn't known about it before. So it gave me an opportunity to be someone, an advocate for the program, without even benefit from it, because they wouldn't give me the job yet. They wouldn't hire me, but I became an advocate for it. So then when I got a job, it made me even more secure in that position. And I became the best worker they ever had, be the best employee they've ever had. Let them benefit from this program, and let them know that they made the right choice choosing you, because there's going to be some who are going to come behind you. So a lot of times, in my experiences, I found that I stopped being selfish and stopped thinking about myself. So I became selfless, and I wanted to help the person who would come behind me, because I know that that job wasn't going to be the only job I would have. My passion now is helping people. I love to help people. I love to re-educate people, to let them know that there is help out there. There's a lot of help out there. And this program is one of those resources.
Let me give you a little bit of information statistic-wise when it comes to the federal bonding program on a whole. This federal bonding program, remember I said I represent the state of Virginia, so there are other federal bonding programs in every state. So nationwide, there is some type of federal bonding program. It may operate differently, but it does exist. So the U.S. Department of Labor, because they're the ones that developed this program, over 50 years ago. Okay, this program was developed by the U.S. Department of Labor, and they merged with an insurance company at the time called the McLaughlin Company or Group. And so they merged with this company. They worked together, not merged, but they worked together with this insurance company to issue these bonds. And they did a survey nationwide where they surveyed 42,000 individuals, in the United States. We made them instantly bonded, like I just mentioned to you today. And out of the 42,000 individuals that were bonded, 460 actually did something. Out of all the individuals that we've bonded in Virginia, we've had no incidences of bonds being cashed in. So you guys are doing awesome. Keep up the good work. I have to sign my name to that bond saying that I'm guaranteeing your honesty. You're trustworthy. You're worth that job. You're qualified. You mean it. You can do it. Okay? You're smart. You're intelligent. You're not a felon. You are a man. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to show that you can let these employers see your heart. And what I mean by that is to show your character. Show that you are a person. You're not just what you did in the past, or a piece of paper that printed or that was emailed to them about your background. That you want to move further into your life. You want to grow. You have that dream as well. Okay? And we want to have that bond issued to kind of help you along. So it's not just you saying, I'm qualified, but yet I have a felony. So use this program to your best advantage. What does it cover? Larceny, embezzlement, forgery, theft. It's free. It's a 6-month bond. It's a $5,000 bond that starts the date that the employer gives me as the start date. Okay? That's what I want you to know about the program. So when they ask questions, you can answer them just as well as you did on the interview about your skills and why you're qualified for the job. I want you to do just as well when it comes to talking about that program. We want the employers to know that you are a quality candidate. And not only are you a quality candidate, you can be bonded for free. Because this bond could be the difference between you getting an interview or not. It could be the difference between you getting the job or not.